House of X and Powers of X have absolutely permanently altered the landscape of the X-Men status quo, and of the Marvel Universe. So if you haven't read every issue in sequential reading order yet, go back, do that, then come back and watch. Okay, you did? Great, because spoilers start here and crazy shit popped off in this series. What it portends for the X-Universe is huge. Hi, I'm Dan Umpton, sworn to defend a world that hates and fears me, and this is the Doomcast. Perhaps the biggest bombshell in House of X and Powers of X is the crucial concept that Moira McTaggart is a mutant from Powers of X 1. To my knowledge, this is the first time that her being a mutant has been introduced in X-Men at all, and it shapes the entire timeline of the X-Men, unifying every other possible future or different timeline or alternate universe into one story. Honestly, it's the most brilliant retcon one could perform in that nothing is contradicted. It's technically all true. It does this through Moira's mutant power, as she is now functionally immortal. Her power is reincarnation, and reincarnation with a perfect and total recall of all of her past lives. And in every past life, she's seen mutantdom lose, whether that's against machines, or against human beings, or against Apocalypse, or through civil war between Xavier and Magneto, and finally through the threat of the ascended Homo Novissima and the Librarian. This last threat is entirely new. It's humans who've moved their civilization to a Kardashev Type 2 civilization, and they've solicited help from a hyper-advanced machine consciousness, which is the Phalanx, which have already appeared in X-Men. They intend to merge with the Phalanx and then become part of a quantum consciousness so dense and incalculably large it's a literal black hole. And that black hole is also literally a god in the omnipotent extemporal Judeo-Christian sense. It's crazy. Hickman's definitely worked with the idea of trans and post-humanism before, but this last timeline with this nefarious character called the Librarian who knows her power, he intends to merge with this God with a capital G to escape time and space completely before she's able to reset the timeline and reincarnate herself again. Now going forward, the plan is much grander than any other plan she's tried to enact. She's gone back in this final timeline to ensure mutants survive, and that she does that by uniting everyone. Xavier, Magneto, Sinister, Apocalypse, everyone, every single mutant is part of the nation of Krakoa. And now, all of them are immortal. And yes, I did call it a few episodes back, Xavier is making new mutants. Through some of the team of the new Uncanny X-Men Bendis introduced in 2014, 2013, Goldballs, Elixir, Proteus, Tempest, and Hope, I know not all of them were Bendis creations, the five of them work together to literally resurrect any mutant from death from a psychic backup that Xavier makes of them basically all the time. The whole narrative of the Of X storyline is so masterfully woven together with a non-linear cut-up method that it keeps you entirely in the dark until the very end. So now the status quo is the X-Men are all gathered on the island nation of Krakoa. All mutants are united, powered, sovereign, immortal, and growing. But this high watermark and the new series coming in the X family have threats looming. Machine consciousnesses, deception on the part of Xavier, Moira, and Eric, possible betrayal from Apocalypse, Sinister, and more, and the future human technocracy and the Phalanx system that is beyond seemingly even Hickman's Builders characters from his Avengers runs, the Black Priests or the Black Swans or whatever. And then there's always the world that hates and fears them. Hickman threw down a building block for the next decade of X stories in just 12 issues, and he did it by not wiping the slate clean, but by unifying 40 years of X-Men lore into one very nearly biblical story. The accomplishment is wild, and I'm very excited for this week's very first Dawn of X title from John Hickman. So, thanks everybody. We're going to see you next week, and in celebration of the X-Men this Christmas on December 14th at Lefty's Live Music, I'm going to be doing another live Doomcast, Uncanny Xmas. In this case, I'm going to be hosting as Logan. We'll have Charlie Xavier, we'll have Bishop, we'll have so many more. There will be live trivia, lots of fun sketches, just like the Batman Day show that I did back in September. It's going to be fantastic, and it's going to be $10 at the door, but half price if you bring a toy for Toys for Tots. And the profits from the show are going to be donated to a local Iowa food pantry. So come out, enjoy yourselves, and we'll do it all for charity and have a great time celebrating the X-Men and the spirit of Xmas. Thanks everybody, we'll see you next week.